Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome one, welcome all to your Wednesday night entertainment here in Combined Racing F1 for round 2 of season 11. I hope you enjoyed last week's race around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, but this week we are in the land of the rising sun here in Japan. It's a beautiful qualifying session, lovely and sunny. Good evening, Liquid Gas already in the chat. And Vexman as well, good evening. He's on PC this evening, very nice indeed, very posh, I love it. But yes, welcome everybody. And if you saw last week's race, it was very exciting indeed. Lots of different strategies that were played out, and very exciting. Jack was the winner last week, took pole position and the race win, our season 10 champion, starting this season with a bang, ahead of two of his closest rivals, you could say, Dino and Thomas in second and third, rounding off the podium last week. But a lot different challenge this week here in Japan. It is such a different circuit, such a technical circuit, very fast, very flowing as well, and one of those circuits that you kind of got to be a bit patient while you're racing around here. It is quite difficult, and setup is really key. It's a little bit higher downforce than you would generally look at doing and thinking of, really. This could really catch a few drivers out. So it's going to be interesting to see who's set up for qualifying and who would be set up for the race. Big grid this evening, which is absolutely amazing to see. 18 drivers. One of our new drivers in 8 is on track now. Silent Hunter in the Kickstarter in the pits. We have Snake back. We have, I think that might be a Scots Warrior. So he is as well in the V car. Welcome to you. Welcome to Bradders as well. And a few drivers we saw last week, Dirty Dubs, YNWA or YMCA as I like to call him. Danny Jones as well. Welcome back to all of you. Welcome everybody. As I said, beautiful qualifying session, and this is going to be an interesting one for all these drivers to see who has got the tyre temps. I've just done a bit of practice around this circuit the other day. First time I sort of tried it just to get a bit of a base setup, made a few changes to it as well. Maybe not optimised, I'll be perfectly honest, but this is one of the tracks in F1 25 that was remapped and redone with LiDAR technology, so a lot of the bumps that were there have gone now. It is a lot smoother circuit than we experienced on F1 24, the start-finish straight where Scottish Warrior is now coming to start his first flying lap. The bumps down there have more or less gone, and that back straight up towards 130R as well. That is a lot smoother than it previously was. So quite a bit of improvement, I think, personally, on this circuit than we have seen in recent editions of Formula 1. And so I think it's going to bring a lot more racing and a lot more close racing as well. So, up to Dunlop for the first time. Scottish Warrior does a 33.7 go. Oh, very wide through the first. Dunlop indeed manages to save it. Usually if you go wide there, that is a one-way ticket to the barrier, but well held by that man to get it back on track and rescue what could be, I think he may have bailed in his lap. He has full battery, so we'll leave him be. What about Blood Diamond? He was extremely strong last season. Finished 6th last time out. Had a good race, but just didn't quite fall his way. A 28.999 for an 8th, the first lap on the board. I expect to see us in the 27s, potentially 26s from the likes of Liquid Gas. Potentially people like Thomas, Monster there in a 30.4. I think Dean will be up there, maybe even Mike as well. Good strong qualifier last season. Last race didn't quite go his way. He finished 8th though, so some good points for him in the season opener. Now then, what's Blood Diamond doing? It's a 111 so far. Not a lot of battery left that he's going to use. He's going to be able to use potentially all of his battery before the line. Deployment used, it is down the line. Luckily it's a short run and it's a 29.6 for him. 1,000 slower than Mike Taylor has just accomplished. Let's have a look at Grimo, a 30.0. Good opening lap from him. Let's have a look who else is coming across the line. Vexman through the first Degner. And this is one of those circuits that there are a number of places that you can invalidate your lap. Usually it's a Degness. You can take a little bit too much curb at some of the corners as well. Spoon is a corner that Vexman is also coming up to very shortly. That there is also one that you've got to nail the first one. You've got to be brave and throw the car into the first one. Get the car slowed down and still while you're still turning through the second part of Spoon. And Vexman actually does that very, very well. Poor camera angle, but does it very well indeed from looking at it. And then we've got, of course, the infamous 130R 28.8 from Snake. It's a good banker. And Vexman coming into the Casio triangle. Another one that you can invalidate if you too much curb. Don't run too wide. The traction has improved through there. And Vexman on a run to the line does a 30.4 on his first run. Let's have a look. Liquid Gas has popped it into third on a 29.1. So it's a start for him. Thomas on the medium tyres to start, interestingly. Normally we see the medium tyres on a second run, not usually the first run. So interesting. And tyre temps is something that I found was quite a bit difficult to get on a warm-up lap. It usually took maybe 2 laps to actually get some proper temperatures in the tyres and have the amount of grip. So I expect to see what we usually see here in, well, what was formerly MRS and of course now CRF1, that drivers will do a slow down lap and then go again for another lap. I'll be very surprised if they only use one run on the soft tyres. The wear around here isn't too bad. It's quite even, and I think Thomas will do a lap or two on these medium tyres to really get them going, but he has set a good middle sector. What's he going to do into the Casio triangle? What about the grip on those medium tyres? It looks very nice and neat on the run down towards the line, and just used deployment, but it is a 28.9 on those medium tyres, so definitely a lot more time to come, I think, from that Ferrari man. A very, very good, very positive opening lap, I think, just over a tenth behind Snake. Let's have a look. Let's go out on board with the YMCA and let's see what he can do. Bit unlucky, I think, last time out. So was Snake, actually. They were racing very, very well around Spa, 4th and 5th respectively for both of them on their in their debuts, I should say. So I think there's a lot more to come from them this season. They definitely showed that they can be mixing right at the top end. Very quick drivers, both of them. So looking forward to seeing what they are capable of. Why they absolutely throwing it through the Degness. And we have said it's better to be smooth on this game than it is to really throw the car in. The front end doesn't quite like it. So, but looking at the Haas there, looked very much on rails, very responsive at the front end. How's it going to be like through Spoon? We only seem to get this inside camera angle for the first part, so difficult to see, but hopefully that will change, of course, especially when I go on onboard lap very soon. Let's have a look. What's it through? 11.2 is a very good, very respectable middle sector. Quite a bit of battery usage left as well on the run towards the line. That's just charged a little bit under braking. It takes a lot of the curve there through the second part of the Casio triangle, takes the inside shorter run to the line, and this is going to be a 28.6. So provisional poll did say it was a good opening lap. Let's have a look at Dean. 6/10 down on YMCA in the middle sector. 11.8 for him, but a lot of battery as well that he's got left. Didn't bother using it to the line, so 30.0 just behind Grimo, and I think there's a lot more time to come from him. Now, interestingly, Liquid Gas has just done another lap. I mentioned this. Had a cool down lap, went again, improved by just over a tenth of a second. So he's now in the 28, so 3/10 off, 2.5 tenths off pole so far, but that was on his second lap on those tyres. Thomas recharging, but hasn't got a lot of battery left, a lot of fuel left. You can see that light flashing away on the bottom of the screen. Ah, Fed Defiance, that is you. Aha, that's who Scott's Warrior is. I'm glad you taught me that. So welcome to you, my friend. Thank you for joining me in the chat as well. quite close is among some of the times here. You've got Y in 8, but then quite close. Thomas has actually bailed on that time in 8 off. Oh, big damage on that Mercedes. I don't know if he was on an in lap. Not sure what happened there, but no, that was actually his fast lap. That was his second set of tyres and got it very wrong. The end of the first sector, that's a lot of damage to the front wing. That is a run over with for him. To go on board the Williams man, our cricketing star, Mr. Grimo in the Williams. Let's see what he can do. He's very close. He's got a bit of a gap to the cars ahead and his teammate so far. Only just ahead of Dean, but as I mentioned, very close in that midfield there. And again, Blood Diamond and Mike only separated by 1,000th of a second. And then quite close, the second to 5th. So Grimo, as he comes into the Casio triangle, what can he do? He's got a little bit of battery left. It's reduced harvesting, so it's not going to try and save as much. Use that last bit towards the line, and it's a good improvement, nearly 2/10 up into 8th. Closes the gap a little bit more to Blood Diamond, but not quite enough. Monster with his second one just behind, only 100th off, up into 9th, so he'll be a bit happy with that one. Hopefully he's got his technology things sorted. Snake up into 2nd on the medium, so let's have a look at this man. He is on and out lap. He's actually on hot lap, so he's on a lap now. Try and board through the S's. Looks very planted, that car. Looks like a lot of downforce on that V-carb. Able to change direction very nicely indeed, but he has backed off now. Wasn't happy with it, but he will be able to recharge that and go again. Who's on a lap? Danny Jones. Let's have a look at you. 15.5 slower this time round. He's bailed on it. Tram has invalidated his lap. Less than 6 minutes of the session remaining already. Oh, Vexman, wow. Through turn 2, very, very slidey indeed. Let's have a look who's on an out lap. Liquid gas and medium tyres. He's only halfway around, so we'll leave him be for now. Blood Diamond just improves to a 29.0. Overtakes Mike, so a good improvement for Blood Diamond there. So this is going to be top 4, I think. Maybe top 5 will start the race on the tyres that they qualify on. That's going to be an interesting turn of events. Especially considering the strategies for this game, and of course, well, not just that, but the chances of safety car and weather around this circuit. Now then, where's Liquid Gas? Here we go. Coming into the Casio triangle, let's do an on-board lap with last week's. Oh, very twitchy. That's going to hamper him on the run down to the line at the start of the lap, but DRS is now wide open, using the overtake button quite a lot in order to get that top speed back up. Now throws it into turn 1, hits the brakes on the outside, slowing it down for turn 2, misses the apex a little bit wide, but you saw the exit curve. Now then turn 3, turn 4, down to 5th. Now this is just about balancing everything up into 6th actually, then down to 5th, 4th again, keeping it tight to get the best run up through Dunlop up the hill, using some of the battery as well on his push. And then what's the first sector time going to be? Is up, throws into the first Dunlop. That car very compliant. Into 3rd for the second part, uses the curve very nicely indeed. Turn 10 King, spot the braking for the hairpin. Locks up, runs a little bit wider, but he can straighten the car up as he does. A little bit of wheel spin as well. Twitchy, turn 12, flat out, keeps to the left, to the right hand side. Usually you go left and sweep back in, but not this time for Jack. Late braking, keeps it in 6th for the first part of Spoon. Gets the car turned in 4th, heavy on the throttle as soon as he possibly can. Let that car run wide. That was turn 14, keeping to the left, keeping the shortest run now. Let the car drift to the right hand side for the flat out. 130 yards certainly is now the final heavy braking point. 100 metre board, there it is, gets the car, just clips the inside of the apex there to the Casio, getting the car wanting to step out even down the hill. What's it going to be for Jack? Isn't it Pooh? But it certainly is. 28.6 and takes provisional pole at the moment with 3 minutes left. That was heart in your mouth stuff there from last season's champion and last week's race winner. The rear of that McLaren really slidey, but that could just be part of the tyres that he's on. So Vexman's improved as well. He's now up to 9th. Dean's going for a lap on the hard tyres. Interestingly, see what he can do with that. But Dean, great racer. I've seen him come through the field many times. Of course, the start of last season, he was flying high in the championship. Unfortunately, other commitments took hold and wasn't able to capitalise on that early lead. His teammate last season was Thomas, both in the Kick Saubers. He then took over the lead of the championship and it went to the death. And to the final race of the season, Liquid Gas did what he needed to do and stole the championship from Thomas. And I'm sure Thomas this season will want to take that back. But he has a few others there in 8 so far. He's got Blood Diamond, Snake and YMCA all breathing down his neck. So it's not a straight fight for any of these drivers. This is going to be very close indeed. Very exciting racing, of course. And who can take it at the end? Who can keep their cool? As Ladders goes very wide, but now he's just going to start. I think he bailed on it, but he's going to try and go again. Who's on a lap? WNA is coming to the end. Can he overtake Jack and Pinch? And he can't! 700ths of a second. WNA can't quite take pole position as it stands. We're into the final minute, and Snake Thomas will get the job done. And 8's going to start his lap. Let's keep an eye on him. Of course, he had that spin on his second run, damaged the front of that Mercedes. And now then, he's on the soft tyres. Could this challenge for pole position on his CRF1 debut for Wednesday evening? Of course, 2 races a week. We do have a Sunday night as well. Another host of drivers. Let's have a look at sector 1 time. And he is up, crucially, by nearly 3/10 of a second. Look at the gap. It's 4/10 of a second. Near as close as call it. So good first sector locking up. That shouldn't be too much on that unloaded front left tyre. Looks a lot more stable than Jack did, in fairness. Is Jack going for lappers? Jack managed to improve. He did! Half a tenth. That could be crucial. That could be absolutely crucial towards the end of this. Don't forget Thomas now and Snake, both on laps. We will cut back to them very shortly, because we're going to look at an 8. What can he do? He's getting a little bit of a tow from the Haas. That's going to help while there was no DRS enabled. The checkered flag has fallen. What can Innate do? Can he pinch the top spot? He's going to have no battery left on the run to the line. That could hamper him. Is it going to be enough? It is enough! 28.3. Jack pushed to second. Where's Snake? Where's Thomas? Thomas is the next one along. Well, let's go to him. Coming to the Casio triangle. Does he get the grip? He does. He's got the battery that he can use. The overtake. A little bit of a squirm. Can this pinch in? It does. It's a 28.0. Now then, what about Snake? Can he beat that as well? No, he cannot. Wow, what an end to qualifying. Mike has finished his lap. Warrior's finished his. Trem has finished his lap. Monster on a push. He is 6/10 up. This could rocket him up into the top 10. But he's used all of his battery. He's going to lose time now on the run to the line. Oh, and loses the rear and into the pit lane. Oh, Andrew. Oh, that's heartbreak for you. 13th for you, and that is qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas steals pole position right at the end. 28.015 in 8 will line up alongside him on the soft tyres. Liquid Gas will be on the medium tyres. He will be in third with Snake in fourth on the soft compound tyres. YNWA on the medium tyres as well, potentially, should he be starting on those tyres. Then we have Blood Diamond in sixth, Voxy in seventh, Grimo ahead of his teammate, just about by 600ths of a second ahead of Mike there in ninth. Scots Warrior in 10th, Trem in 11th, Vexman 12th, Andrew unluckily in 13th, Dean 14th, with Brothers, Silent Hunter, Danny Jones and Dubstep in 18th. Wow, what an end that was to qualifying. I think Jack will still be happy because he did that lap and improved as well in his second lap. So he will be very happy indeed, I am sure. But now, drivers will take a bit of a breather. Because they will now be getting ready for 27 laps of the Suzuka circuit. Nick said he had no grip on the mediums. Yeah, your first run was a bit skittish. The second lap, good improvement though. And nearly took over. And here we are, there are your qualifiers. Right at the end there as well. And so what about the weather? It is a long ways to come, exactly 27 laps around here, and it is such a tough circuit. Are we going to have beautiful sunshine? We certainly do, which is an absolute blessing. I think the drivers will be breathing a huge sigh of relief. I kind of am for them, because I have done some wet weather running in this on F1 25. It's not a lot of fun. There is not a lot of grip when you are in intermediate conditions, so very, very tricky. And I think around this fast circuit, I think a lot of drivers just they don't need it right now, as they're finding their footing in this championship. So of course, as always, drivers in park made conditions, not a lot of changes they can make to their cars and their setups. Slight change on the front wing, a few of the little things that they can change, so they'll be looking to do that, set tyre pressures. Most importantly, their tyre strategy. It can potentially be a safety car strewn race, this one. And then only a few moments to go before the formation lap, and we will see the strategies of the tyres that the drivers are running. Quite a warm one this evening for everybody, especially based in the UK. So I hope everybody is well hydrated. If you have any fans that you're able to use, keep it cool a little bit more. That is going to be, I think, crucial for a lot of these drivers this evening. Not just the drivers, but me as well. It's a little bit toasty where I am in this commentary booth, let's call it. So, yeah, I think it is top 4 drivers, I think it is, who are going to be on their qualifying tyre. I've just seen a message pop up in the CRF1 Discord. So it's going to be 3 of the drivers on the soft tyres. Jack is going to be on the mediums that you have to start on. So that's going to be critical, I think, especially for Jack's getaway as well. Because, excuse me, the grip, the traction from the start line on the softs, huge difference between that of the medium tyres. But here we are, I'd say, in the Japanese Grand Prix. Many championships over the years have been decided here. 13 drivers' championships were decided in Japan in 36 races. So this is not one of them. too early in the season for that one. But not only the only track, of course, in Japan. The race did move to Fiji for a couple of races. Used to be here, of course, in quite a long time, in 1976 and 1977. Of course, one of the most infamous Grand Prix where Niki Lauda decided it was too wet to race. He pulled in the pits, refused to race. James Hunt winning on that occasion and taking the championship in 76. It did return in 87 to Suzuka, which has hosted the Grand Prix exclusively for them for 20 years, and then moved back to Fiji for a couple of years and then back to Suzuka, except 2020 and 2021, of course, for that ridiculous thing of COVID, and which we don't talk about, because who else wants a dose of the flu? Moving on, let's have a look at the tyres. So, top 5 on the qualifying tyres. Roxy has, I don't think, got away from the line, so he's on the mediums, but he'll be very cold, icy cold tyres for him. Blood Diamond, then fresh medium tyres for him. Grimo on the mediums. Mike and Chem are the only drivers starting on the hard compound tyres. That's going to be difficult for them in these opening stages, get the heat in the first few laps. I found it difficult to get the heat in the mediums. It took a good 2 laps at least to get proper grip in them, maybe up to the 3rd lap. So this is going to be hard work for the hard tyre runners there. As of course the fuel comes off, makes it just a little bit easier. But everyone choosing probably the medium to hard strategy. Could even be a 2-stop race, this one. Of course, 27 laps is a long way to go, and with that chance of safety cars, it's going to be interesting to see who's got the tyres left, who didn't use too many sets in that qualifying session. I think some of the top boys have only used 2 sets. I could be wrong. I think in 8 you've used 3, and the 3 sets of softs, but he did only have a light bit of wear on one of those sets, of course, from that abandoned second run that he had. So he'll be okay. It won't be struggling too much, I think. So here we are, folks, going through the Casio Triangle. Thomas leading them round. Bit of a gap actually to Renee, trying to warm his own tyres up and do his thing. The last little bit of heat now the drivers are trying to get. A little bit of weaving, just trying to scrub the fronts up. Doesn't give you a lot of heat, but just that 1 or 2 degrees on the surface temperature will help them as they prepare and launch off the line 8, pointing quite aggressively across the track. And so is the driver behind, actually. That's very aggressive indeed. But let's have a look now at the lights when we go racing. 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. So let's go CRF1, let's go racing. It's a good start from 4th for the V car. Very good. Oh, there's been big contact. Innate had a big spin. That's collected Jack and the V car as well in the background. Who has been involved in that one? Scott's Warrior got a collision with Innate. He got a 10-second penalty for that. That's the V car that was collected. Snake got through it. Blood Diamond got through, but oh wow, Liquid Gas caught up massively in that one with Innate Scottish Warrior as well. Oh, that's heartbreak. Just the second phase of the getaway for Innate. Got a good launch, especially Scott. He got a very, very great, absolutely incredible launch, but didn't seem to work. WN8 managed to get through. He is in 4th. He is now battling with Blood Diamond, trying it. He's now swapped to the inside line at the hairpin already. He is trying to go on Blood Diamond on the medium tyres, don't forget. And the softs of the Haas working lovely there to get him through and the better traction. So he goes back up into 3rd. Let's have a look. Liquid Gas, does he have any damage? It doesn't look like it. He's through on his teammate. Maybe that bit of gamesmanship and teamwork there going on for Monster. Trying to get over. Trem went very, very wide at the exit of the spoon. That's given a freebie for Jacko. Says thank you very much, as he's going to be on the charge back now. Andrew's going to want to try to stay close to him as much as he possibly can at this moment in time. But Snake on the back of Thomas. He got through that with a great launch. He is now up into 2nd. And he is right up the back Only one DRS zone here, down the start-finish straight. Now going to be active at the end of this lap, but Snake's not hanging around. He got the slipstream down the start-finish straight. Can't make it this time round. Foxy did though on Grimo. That's allowed Dean, who's had a great start. He's up 7 places, really went round the counties extremely well. He is up from 14th into 7th place. He'll be very, very happy with that opening lap. Liquid Gas now up to 9th and chasing down. What's happened? Thomas and Wayne 8. Thomas had a bit of a moment, I think, coming up Dunlop. We weren't looking at it, but now that's allowed WN8 through. Snakes, I think that's the one on the gravel. Who was it on the gravel? I'm sure I saw some gravel kicked up there. The camera angles are appalling. So, WN8 just got through Blood Diamond. Snake was battling with Thomas. Snake now goes to 4th, Blood Diamond up to 3rd, and WN8 has taken it. That's Snake off the grass again. Oh yes, there is an end plate missing. There's been contact. I wonder if he had contact with Thomas. Tried to make a move maybe through the S's and up Dunlop. There's no damage to the Ferrari of Thomas, but Snake, that is, at this circuit, you are desperately needing to have that wing all intact, and that is going to hamper horribly for Snake, and he's only 1.5 seconds off the back of the top 3. He's got Voxy all over the back of him. We just saw the strategies there. Yeah, pits the end of the second lap, wisely so I think for him. That's promoted Voxy. Grimo's going to have a little bit of a nosebleed, but look at this. This is a DRS battle down to turn 1. Grimo not able to do anything about Voxy, but he's got the other Aston Martin of Dean for company. So he's in a green machine sandwich. Now can he knock it out the park, or will he be done for an LBW? Or will Wilco be able to make his way through on Foxy? He's close enough to not necessarily be hampered by the dirty air at this point in time, but look who's there. Liquid Gas in 7th. Mike, he's got through on Mike Taylor. Andrew struggling to get through on Trem at this moment in time, but he's got Vexman, his former teammate, for company. So Liquid Gas actually on D. He's trying to go on the outside into the hairpin. I think there's a little bit of contact. These two have history, and I think Miami is one of them from last season. If you haven't seen it yet, folks, do check it out on the YouTube channel. It is a very, very exciting indeed. Jack trying on the outside of Spoon. Jack really got these tyres working now. He is really pushing hard. He has got the grip between his teeth, and if you've ever seen Jack when the red mist comes down, you would start to fear it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary. Jack gets the run through. Dean goes to the inside. It's a switcheroo. Jack now on the inside. Dean's not giving this one up. Room was given just about then. Oh, I don't think so. Oh, that was tight. And then look at this. Mike's now looking interested. Mike. Oh, wait, kind of steady on, boys. Steady on. I think Jack was actually ahead in. No, everyone got the DRS. So Mike, goes wide and he hits the outside of the curb. Mike's had to go around the long way through turn 1 and 2. He loses out massively now to Liquid Gas. Wow, it's all going on here this evening. We're only on lap 4. Oh, we've got 23 more laps of this. Never mind the drivers, how am I going to cope? Anyway, wow. So Monster has got through on Trem. He's now 1.2 off the back of Mike. Mike is going to be trying to get the rubbish off his tyres. Grimo, 3-second warning for Grimo. Must have gone a little bit wide in the Degners. I haven't taken too much of the inside curve, but easy to do. You try and carry the speed and get the car slowed down as late as possible. Carry as much speed as possible through the second Degner. So, Voxy in 4th has got 2.6. He's dropped a little bit more time to the top 3. Blood Diamond just outside of the DRS to Thomas and YMCA. But while they do battle, Blood Diamond just about keeping it. He's going to be trying to use a bit of battery, trying to get in with that DRS. Don't think he's done it this time round. Does Blood Diamond? No, he has not. But Thomas is very close indeed. Is he going to be close enough to mount a challenge? Good exit though from YNA. Not going to be close enough this time, but he's got the DRS to defend from the car behind. But I tell you what, who's going to be struggling to defend? That's going to be Foxy from Grimo. Grimo on the outside. Liquid Gas is trying to follow suit. He's battling with Dean. He's through on Dean. That happened earlier in the lap. Now Liquid Gas on the charge back up to 6th. And now he's got Foxy and Grimo to contend with and get through. There are no easy overtakers there. Once it's got through on Vex, but and Rexman, sorry, got through on Trem, but Andrew was a little bit of the dirty air there from the back of the Williams of Mike, and he's now 2.5 seconds off. Let's have a look at these tyres and the early pit stop. Snake is on the hard tyres here. Try and go a little bit longer into this race. If you saw the tyre strategies, medium, soft is one of the strategies. Hard, medium, soft as well. So I think the drivers will try and take these hard tyres as long as possible, and then try to switch them to the softs towards the end, if possible. Or they may have a set of medium tyres left to go at it towards the end of this Grand Prix. Only Innate, who had a great start and was just lost that rear. He's struggling now. He's still in 12th, but he did pit, don't forget, at the end of the first lap. Look at this, Liquid Gas is trying it around the outside of the Casio triangle, and Foxy is the room. There was room, and Jack makes it through. What a late move that was. Does he have the DRS? He does, off the back of Grimo. Thomas now has taken the lead again from YNCA, but we're going to look at Liquid Gas because he's closing on Grimo. Can't make it this time out, not through. Trying to get a slingshot on turn 1 into turn 2, and not quite close enough, but now the Ferrari overtakes the Ferrari Power in the lead, and Blood Diamond still just sitting about a second back, so he's about the dirty air period, and he's doing very well indeed, because these soft tyres are going to start to drop off very soon, and this is where the medium tyres are going to feel a lot more consistent and offer a little bit more grip than those ahead of him. Mike as well. That's why I think he's closing up to under 2 seconds now, Andrew, but he's going to have just that bit more grip, Andrew, than Mike, but those hard tyres are going to start coming in now as well. They won't offer the same levels of grip of the mediums, of course, but they're going to be consistent, and they will just get a little bit better as the laps tick away. Gas still behind Grimo, hasn't tried to make a move this time out. I'm sure he'll try the same thing that he tried on Foxy last lap round. Let's keep an eye on it. He is definitely close enough. He's got the slipstream D through as well on his teammate. I think that was a bit of play there as well. Double lock up. Grimo saw it coming as well, knew what Jack was going to do, but Jack's going for the exit. I think he's got a better exit. He moves to the inside. DRS already enabled, the move already done before they reach the start line. The finish line is a little bit further up, of course, but now Jack back up into 4th. Clear air, 3.2 seconds to the top 3. We'll keep an eye on his progress as well now, as hopefully he hasn't taken too much out of his tyres, and he can recharge some of that battery that he has had to use for his overtaking manoeuvres and escapades. Trem has fallen off the back of Vexman at the moment further down. That's for 10th and 11th. Of course, points all the way through as well here in CRF1. So even if you're 18th, such as Brothers, and if you're Scottish Warrior, who had that really unfortunate first lap incident, there are still points on offer, and of course you've got to be there at the end of the season. Liquid Gas has only taken 0.8 of a second out of this top 3 on this lap alone. Now then, this is interesting. Just outside that 1 second window, but Blood Diamond certainly is not. There's a safety car. Where has that come from, ladies and gents? Where has that come from? Have we seen a slow-moving kick? We have. Is there some damage to that kick of Silent Hunter? Yeah, a lot of damage to that front end. I wonder if that's what's brought the safety car out. Everybody diving into the pits, even Mike on the hard tyres. There's still the two-stop strategy, still very much viable now then. Interesting. This is going to be interesting because we saw Blood Diamond really challenging on WNA then, and the medium tyres and the hard tyres were working a lot better than the softs. That is perfect for Thomas. Y and WA as well, and I think N8 as well. Yep, he was on the soft tyres, he's coming to the pit, so every single driver in the pit lane now for fresh rubber. An interesting mix as well we've got first 5 on the hard tyres in this middle stint. Grimmo, Mike, Foxy chose to use another set of the mediums. Well, Snake has actually stayed out. He's done 5 laps on the hard, so that's interesting that he's decided to throw caution to the wind. Monster only lost that spot to him in the pit stop window. He's gone hard, Vexman hard, then Trem in 8 medium tyres behind. Danny has where's Danny? He's continued on, so there's Dirty Dubs. And Scott's Warrior has come into the pits as well. So, Brad is just coming into the Casio Triangle. The last of the 18 winners, but everyone's still winning so far. Probably have jinxed it now, so we'll ignore me. But there he is, Brothers. It's a strange colour on the front end of that kicks out. It does look like there is some damage, but no, as it gets closer, no damage luckily to him. So he will join the back of the pack shortly. Everybody just about on the lead lap as well, which is what we need to see and love to see. Johnny Dubs now just has the delta, so we'll slow down at different times. So let's go back to the position changes. It's been crazy first 8 laps of this race. WNA up 3, Blood Diamond up 3, Dean the big winner from that first lap. Well, off the line incident really. It wasn't even first lap, we'd hardly started it. We hadn't even gone 50 metres, and there was Dubs pushing a bit too hard there. That caught Liquid Gas, that caught Snake, and I think Scott's Warrior as well was involved in that. So a lot of drivers gained a few places from it. Liquid Gas fought his way up and now finds himself in 4th and back on their pit strategy of the leaders as well. Dubs is really struggling for grip at this moment in time. We'll leave him be. As now Danny and Sand Hunter pitted Danny too quick. He's the one who had the damage, so he's going to struggle. He's got a new wing, but that 10-second penalty is really going to hamper him. And now let's have a look through the field. Let's go back to those tyres, shall we? Oops, wrong one. Only Dubs hasn't stopped yet, interestingly. And that's why he's struggling on those mediums after 8 laps. But Snake on 6 laps of the hards, so he won't have the overall grip at this restart, so he could be vulnerable to Monster and Vexman. But it's so critical to get temperature into these tyres, and it's so difficult, especially the hard tyre runners. They're going to really struggle, I think, at the start of it. As we know, YNWA has the fastest lap. Expect, of course, those lap times to start coming down as fuel starts to be burned. I mean, this will save if anyone's running a little bit close to the margin. Usually people don't underfuel now. It is possible. Oh, Mike's hit his teammate. Wow. So Mike hit the back of Grimmo into Spoon. Hopefully there's no damage to the back or the front of the Williams. Doesn't look like it, but 10-second penalty. So both Williams boys have penalties. 3 seconds for Grimmo. Mike with 10 seconds. And sometimes it's actually the lightest of touches. Maybe Grimmo warming his tyres up and warming his brakes. Mike got caught out a little bit. And that's what's caused that one. I mean, you never want to have that under safety car, especially to your teammate. So that is going to really upset them both, I'm sure. And Mike, if sometimes he gets a bit between his teeth as well, he can be very dangerous. As I said earlier on last season, he was very strong indeed. Danny has pitted again in the Haas, as the field was just about bunched up, so they will probably come in at the end of this lap though. He's gone on to a new set of medium tyres. So this is going to be crucial, the warm-up now for all of these drivers. Getting the temperature as much as they possibly can, and At these speeds, the tyres just do not warm up at all. They do not want to get any kind of heat. You can get a little bit of surface heat in them, but not much else. But it is going to help the wear on them. It's going to help the medium tyre runners as well. Go that little bit longer and bring in potentially those who haven't used the soft tyres to use a set towards the end of the race. So expect different strategies, expect different tyres. And of course, as ever in Formula 1, anything can happen. Danny hasn't caught up quite as quickly as I think a lot of these drivers would have liked. He's coming into the Degners now, end of Sector 1, back of the pack has left the hairpin. He could potentially, this could be a late safety call for the car to come in. Are we going to get one more lap? I think we might, ladies and gents. I think we could have one more lap of this. Nope, it is coming in this lap. So now Thomas is going to take over as the de facto safety car. Nico Gas just hanging back a little bit. So was Dean, being able to then do their little bit and get the last tiny bit of heat into the tyres, because the safety car at the bottom of your screen has now gone into the pit lane. Now then, Thomas has gone before the Casio triangle, trying to get the jump on YNA, but wasn't able to do because WA is there. Mike got a 3-second penalty for Colin. Wow, 13 seconds for him. But now Liquid Blood Diamond had a little bit of difficulty with traction. Liquid Gas as well. Grimo's pitted already. I don't know if he got damaged. Oh, YNA's gone very, very wide at turn 1. Oh no, look at that Blood Diamond. Big crash for Blood Diamond. Lost the rear turn 2. Big damage to the Mercedes. It's not been a great start for them. Oh, heartbreak for him. Oh, nightmare. Grimo, why did Grimo pit? He's gone to the hard tyres. Not sure why Grimo pitted. I don't think he had any damage. He may have picked something up while all the drivers were bunched up together. But that's now brought Liquid Gas back up into third place, the podium points positions. And now he has got 1.2 seconds to catch up and to close the gap. Now then, let's have a look back at this restart. Monster slow to restart with those hard tyres. He's got Tremors just overtaken and is still fighting with Fexman. Mike Taylor got another penalty there. So Mike not having a great time. He's all over the back of the Aston Martin. He's now the Williams in the Aston Martin sandwich. He's replaced his teammate in that position. Now it's not going to be a very comfortable position to be in, but Andrew now 2.8 off the back of Snake. He's going to want to get those tyres warmed up as quickly as he can and close the gap. DRS is going to be enabled this lap. There it is, but it's not going to be active down the start-finish straight. This is pure straight line speed and slipstream. The Williams of Mike. Big penalties, of course, for him. He's got 2 3-second penalties in the final lap that we've just had around here. The last two are yellow flag. Dubs is retired in the second sector. We've got a virtual safety car now. I caught Mike out a little bit. But virtual safety car. Mike doing a Max Verstappen there on Dean. But Dubs, he was struggling for grip. But he not on pitted actually as well. So that's our pick for him. But that actually helps Blood Diamond get that pit stop out the way and doesn't lose as much time as we may have done previously. Liquid Gas just dropped off just to get the delta to what he wants, and then he can push on a little bit more, close up, because he was about a second, so he can close up now to the back of them. Top 2 before the safety car does end, and he's done just that. As long as you stay within your delta, you are absolutely okay, and its timing is absolutely crucial for when the virtual safety car does end. We don't necessarily get to know when it ends. It will just go green, but I'm sure it'll be very, very soon indeed. It's not a virtual safety car. It is actually a full safety car. We are told it's virtual. I was expected to go green. If you look in the right hand corner of your screens, ladies and gents, you will see a little yellow dot positioned just after turn 2, and that is a full safety car. So only a couple of laps. Dean's taking the opportunity to pit off the hard tyres. I'd be surprised if you see anybody else go in once this stays out. That is Trem. In 8 is also pitted. That brings Grim and Blood Diamond back into the mix. New front wing for Dean. Didn't realize he had any damage. Right, there he goes. And then Grimo as well pitted last lap. Blood Diamond, that'll help his medium tyres. But there we are, folks. There we have 2 red cars. 1 and 2. However, one of them is a safety car. Has a few extra flashy lights on top. So we get told it's virtual and it's a full safety. So that little bit still occurring in the Formula 1 games. But it's going to be interesting to see who this hurts, because who it helps. Because we've got a lot of these drivers on the tyres. There we go. Snake, it probably helps. 10 laps on the hards, but it keeps him in the game. It keeps him in the mix a little bit. If he can drag them out a little bit, don't forget a lot of those are under safety car. Most of the guys around him as well have only have safety car laps on their tyres, so they're not going to be as worn as they would be at full racing speed. Interesting. Sound Hunters hit the back of Danny. 10-second penalty coming his way to the kick. That's 2 we've seen there, and he's got wing damage as well. So that's not going to help his progress on those mediums. Fresh air mediums as well. Interesting to see if he decides he's going to bail. He's got a lot of wing. I don't think he knows how much damage. He's missing half a front wing. That must have been a big hit on the back of the Haas, because he's going to really suffer in this restart. I don't think he knows that how much damage he has, and that is going to really hurt him. But look at this. Get him up, back up into 15th ahead of both the Mercedes. They were running so well early on, and it's all gone wrong for them so far. But only halfway through this race, but 2 safety cars and quite a bit of drama, you'd have to say already, and only halfway as mentioned. So yeah, it's not all over yet, folks. Anything can happen, and I said it usually does. But if you're there and you're able to join me in the stream chat, please do. It'd be lovely to have you. I know you can't hit the like button or anything like that, but do subscribe to the channel if you can. MG says Blood Diamond for the win. It's a tall order, and there's a lot of very quick drivers he'll have to pass, and his tyres aren't much fresher than those ahead. So I love the I'm going to stick with the optimism. And NZ, I'm going to keep with you, and you keep the optimism. Do not ever lose that. You're going to have a bit of carnage ahead of him though, and a lot of good fortune, I think. But still points off 17th. I'm sure he will get a few places though. I'm definitely positive he will be up there. Out to reach the top 10 is what I'm going to say for Blood Diamond. Same with an 8, same with Grimo. Dean as well. I think this is no disrespect to the drivers from 10th to 13th. I think they've got a bit more pace than those drivers ahead. I could be wrong, and I have no problems of being wrong. The virtual safety car hasn't said he's coming in as well this lap, which is interesting. It usually would come in at the end this time around, and that was a very late call for the safety car as it came into the Casillo triangle, and now we've got the safety car light up. That's good. But now all the field very bunched together. Not a lot Thomas could do before he can drop the hammer. Tried to drop it down the hill. Nearly lost it himself. YNW8, that's giving him impetus to try to keep with him. Look at this, he's going to be using his battery. He's got the slipstream. He's going to try and go to the outside into turn 1. Cold, hard compound tyres. YNW8's gone round. He's gone on the outside, and he's taken it on the safety car restart. Nothing liquid gas could do, but he managed to defend from Mike. Foxy there in 5th in close quarters. Snake Andrew not able to get the heat into his tyres. That restart came at the wrong time for him, so he's going to have to try to close that gap while everybody else scrambling around ahead of him. He's a second off, and he's got Trem for company, and Vexman as well. Dean has already got through a few of the drivers. Silent Hill pitted. Foxy with a 3 seconds to join him. Trem now as well with 3-second penalty. So everything happening on this safety car restart. Cold tyres for all of these drivers, but they will heat up a little bit easier because they have got a little bit of wear on it. What a strong move. So Ingold, you love that one. It was a fantastic move. Very big, well, I was going to say something else, but a lot of bravery from him to go around the outside on cold tyres into turn 1. Thomas, very fair as well in his defence, went to the inside, held the inside line, no weaving from him, and then WN8 took that race and I went swoop around the outside. I managed to get the car stopped for turn 2, but now Liquid Gas, we said earlier, he's going to have the grip between his teeth after what happened at the first. The lights went green at the start, and now DRS isn't able, not yet on this lap, but now let's go on board with Liquid Gas. Is he going to see the same thing again? Is he going to be close enough to try around the outside? Liquid Gas is trying it. There's Thomas on the inside of the Ferrari. Liquid Gas, they just about leave room, and Jack's done it. He's through too. That was even closer than YNWA. What a move that is from Jack. They're so close. They nearly touched. Just enough room left. What great driving from those two. That is why they were 1 and 2 last season in the championship. That's why it took it down to the wire. Wow, what a move that is. Jack now back up into P2. Oh, Williams and Michaels very, very wide. Foxy says thank you very much, and Snake is going to say also thank you, let me through. Don't forget he was involved in that turn 1 scuffle, and now he is up into 5th. Not a lot longer on those hard tyres though, so he is going to be hoping for the drop off of everyone else as well to pit around the same time. Monster struggling to keep up with the top 6, but who did he get through? Anyway, Monster's got a second now to Vexman, who's going to try to break that gap a little bit now. Monster in a little bit clear air, so hopefully he will be able to push on for his sake and join his teammate up there, who's currently in 2nd place. But because we've got the DRS, we're going to have to go back to the top 3, aren't we? We're going to have to see, is he going to be close enough? Why, it goes to the inside very early, goes defensive. Jack's got the wing open, not close enough this time round. I think those defensive. Dean up to 9th. Yeah, I did see that, but I had to cut back. The Aston's having a fantastic race. 4th, 9th, Dean on his comeback in 8th. That's the fastest lap of the race. He's up to 14th now. After that restart, it's passed to Grimmo, who is on different tyres, of course, so they'll start to come in about now for him. But Dean, always keep your eye on Dean. You never know how he's going to progress. Just does his thing and progresses slowly through the field. And there he is in 9th, ahead of Scott's Warrior, who was in 10th. But he's got slightly more wear on his tyres. Dean fitted last time out, had a new front wing, didn't realise that it was damaged before the last safety car. And he's going to be chasing down the former teammates of Vexman and Monster, because Vexman in the DRS now of Andrew. Andrew just about where the dirty air is as well for the back of Mike. Mike very much in the dirty air at 1.5 seconds off the back of Snake, who's just about DRS to Foxy, who's also in the dirty air of the top 3 ahead. Now then, take 4 is this now? Jack on, why they just gets a better exit. YMCA out the final corner, goes defensive very early. I'm sure he's saving a lot of his battery for the defence. Down the main straight, now can move to the braking, the racing line. Jack close, but not close enough. So great defence from the Haas. Thomas just sitting back, nothing he can do at this point in time. Just got to keep with them, keeping the DRS. Doesn't want to get dropped by them. And 8's now got through on Danny Jones as well. And 8 now up to 13th. Blood Diamond actually up to 11th. This has been a fantastic restart for both those Mercedes. They were 16th, 17th, don't forget, after the safety car came into the pits. So those guys very much fired up. And I mentioned Blood Diamond. Well, who was it that said Blood Diamond? Hensley for the win. I'll tell you what, I said about up it reaches top 10. This could be very close. This could be well inside the top 10 because Monster's close to the back of Mike, who seems to be struggling. 10 laps on those medium tyres, but don't forget, of course, a lot of that through the safety car. Monster, 10 laps on the hard tyres. They're going to feel a lot better, but not as good as Dean's. Half the wear, half the laps done, and he is in DRS of the the McLaren. Mercedes-powered car of Monster. I'm sure Monster is going to be looking to close that gap to Mike, who does seem to be struggling just a little bit for grip. Overall, did I see someone spin? I think I did. It's Vexman. Oh, Vexman outside a spoon, and I think he's got front wing damage. You're reversing the wrong way. Oh, this is not going to go well for you, Vexman. We'll leave you be. Oh, I think you went the wrong way, mate. Not going to lie. Reverse, left hand down. You'll be fine. Right. So, that's given. Oh, Mike, he had to pit. It said he was struggling for grip. Liquid gas has got 3 seconds. Went wide at the exit of turn 2, I think. The only place he could have been. And 3 seconds for Jack. What's that going to do towards this? What on earth is going on here? Wow, there's a lot of people moving. What happened to Voxy and Snake? They've come together. Surely not. 4th and 5th. Snake and Voxy have come together. I saw it chopping and changing. Has Voxy got any damage? Yes, he has. End plate missing for the Aston Martin. Oh, what a race he was having as well. Trem's back through. Snake now. He is in 8th. Blood Diamond up into 7th. Hemsey, mate, you're going to pick my horses for Ascot tomorrow. If your prediction comes close to winning, you are definitely picking some of my horses. And my lottery numbers. Anyway, back to this. Scots Warrior. What a recovery from him. So he is now into 6th through this. Monster in 5th, trying to hold on to Dean. I wonder if Andrew had to take a little bit more avoiding action than Dean did. Dean said thank you very much and I will escape through. Dean in 4th. He has got an 8-second gap, but look at the difference in tyres. I wonder if Dean's going to try and take these tyres to the end of this race. If he does, this could be incredible. But we've still got 7 more laps, and now we've got liquid gas. Look at this, into turn 1 and through turn 2. I think YNWA went too much to the inside. It looked like it got a bit squirmish. Jack was on the outside. Says thank you, let me through. What grip has Jack got? This is a beautiful camera angle, by the way, they're giving us. Looking back, I did not do this. I wish it was me, but that is not me. I love that. Through the SS section, looking back at the Haas and the Ferrari in chase. That is not damage, by the way, folks. That is just the cars hitting the floor through the Degners. We used to have that at Blanchimont in Spa. Still do. So if you're ever watching that one, if you watch the Blanchimont, you see the cars kick up some rubbish. They haven't got damage. They haven't hit anything. It's just them grounding off the floor and it taking a chunk of carbon fibre off their diffusers. Now then, after all that, Thomas is still there. Dean's still 8 seconds behind. It's going to be interesting to see what Blood Diamond can do about Monster. The difference in grip, we saw those medium tyres, however fresh they were for Mike, they still struggled at this point. 8, 9, 10 laps plus. He needs 7 laps on them. Trem and Scott, they're on 12 lap mediums. They're not going to be feeling too good. A lot of the people behind that have pitted. Snake had to pit. He's now come out in 12th on the medium tyres, but we have seen now some of the soft tyres are being used. Voxy is going to be monsterly quick, I am sure. Vexman as well. That's heartbreak for him. What a race he was having. So was Voxy as well. That's absolutely yeah, camera direction finally gets something right. It certainly does. It's about time we got some good camera angles. They brought in the front wing camera angle, didn't they? Not too long ago. And that is a lovely camera angle as well when it's on the right car. There are times that it's really not on the right car and it's just a waste. But yeah, then we also get the driver one, looking at the driver's face. No idea what that's going to do for us. But anyway, Scots Warrior now pits. Said about 12 laps on his medium tyres. He's had enough. So I expect Trem to pit. Be interesting to see. Look at this, both Mercedes. Snake 3-second one. Let's go to these penalties. There are a lot of penalties here, folks. Look at that. Wow. Liquid gas 3 seconds. That would cement him in 3rd place. But Dean will know, I think, that Jack's got 3 seconds. So he needs to close 5.5 seconds up to this top 3. Then we've got Trem, Grimo, Danny. Grimo got him very early as well, so he's done well to keep that at 3 seconds. Danny, Snake, Scots Warrior, Voxy all on 3. Mike is just going for broke. I think he's trying to get the magic 21. But he won't, because another 3 seconds will give it 22. So he'll be bust. And he has 19 seconds, Silent Hunter 10 seconds. Another one speeding in the pit lane. Blood Diamond's not far away from Monster at the moment, but Monster could. Let's go back to the tyres. It'd be interesting to see how long Monster can take these tyres. It'd be interesting to see. There's a yellow flag at sector 3. Is that Vexman and Silent Hunter? I think it was. Yes, it was. I think Silent Hunter had a little bit of a moment somewhere. That's not the line you want to take through turn 12 either. Keep off the grass, mate. It's wide enough. Trem has now pit. Grimo back up into 8th place. Snake now with the fastest lap. Well, I said anything can happen. Everything is happening right now. Dean in free air doesn't seem to have the pace now of the top 3. That gap was 8 seconds. Now creeping up to 8.8, 8.99 seconds. Monster doesn't have the grip either. Blood Diamond's going to be running out of grip in the dirty air of the McLaren ahead, but he's keeping Monster honest in 8 as well. But Grimo there in free air. He should, in theory, unless he does something silly, could potentially be set for that 8th, which would be a great recovery from him. Snake, I think, could be a bit upset with how his race has gone. He's been involved in a few incidents. Now finds himself in 9th with a couple of penalties. He has got fastest laps so far. But yeah, I think he'll be a bit disappointed. Same with Mike, Voxy as well. I mean, they came together. He came together with Snake. Whether or not we'll see it in the steward's room, we will wait and see until next week. Now then, look at this. WNA takes the lead with the DRS. Jack not giving this one in though. These drivers are going to take these tyres to the end. They won't have as much wear. Don't forget, half of the first opening part of this, the first 5 laps at least on their tyres, were under safety cars. Dean has not got the grip at all. He hasn't got the overall pace. But regardless of that, 4th for Dean would be a fantastic, fantastic result. 2nd last week. Whoa, way it goes very, very wide through Texas. Just holds on. That could have been a big end for him. And a game changer in this race. Now, WNA had a difficult end last time out. Finished 4th, don't forget. He's going to be trying to make amends for that. He wants that win. Jack wants back-to-back. Thomas doesn't want to let him get away with it. He finished on the podium last time. He doesn't necessarily want to start the season 3rd and 3rd, especially being this close to what he can see is a top step. But don't forget, liquid gas 3-second penalty as well. That could, at this moment, cement him in 3rd place. It's all about who's going to take it on track, who's got the bragging rights, who's going to say, I still won though at the end of this. Blood Diamond just closing in a little bit more on Monster at this moment in time. Surely he's going to try to take it there. Not worth him and an 8 pitting with the gap that they have to Grimo behind and the penalty to him. Silent Hunter has just recently pitted once more. Look at this run. Jack's right around the outside. Doesn't quite have it. An 8 now joins Grimo with a 3 seconds and the driver's behind. So that kind of cements him at this moment in time in 7th place. Doesn't want to lose too much time, of course, to those ahead, but we're just going to focus on this because there are gaps through the field, of course. But now, Foxy may get 1 or 2 places. Well, he's got Danny ahead, Mike with a record number of penalties. That's cutting into a cricket score at the moment that Mike has. And he does know I'm joking, by the way, folks. He does know I'm taking the mick out of him. And he is a really, really nice guy, is Mr. Taylor. But now, yeah, Trem surely will come through on Danny. He's on 14 laps on the hard tyres. Not as much as these guys at the top, but we know exactly the tyres now, so let's get rid of that. Let's get a bit more track action for you. 3 more laps after this one to go. Who is going to take the top step? Get it in the chat, folks. Hemsey, if you're there in gold, I'm sure you're still there. The rest of you, the 10 of you. Some of you are definitely on track, though, and have this in the background, so... And if I was you, don't try and type. But the rest of you, come on, who's going to take the top step? Never mind penalties. We'll ignore that for now. Is it going to be one of these top 3? Or are we going to see some incredible late race drama. And could Dean climb a podium? Could he claim the top step even at the end of this? Lap 25 of lap 27. Jack ever closer, pushing the Haas around the first corner. A little bit squirmish now. These tyres very much past the best. Look at the gap that they have. Dean is just going into turn 2. So nearly a 10-second gap. So regardless of this, the top 3 pulling away from Dean in clean air. And that is no mean feat, let me tell you. No easy job whatsoever to do that to Dean. Very, very quick driver. Very good driver himself. So to do that shows the pace that those 3 have. Shows how well they're driving and how quickly as well. And it's now just waiting for the right time to try to make the move. Don't forget, when the DRS opens, the run to the line is very, very quick indeed. If someone makes a move, it's probably not going to be on the last lap. It will be the start of the final lap, which is not this one. It will be the next time round. Again, further down the order, Monster and Blood Diamond. Blood Diamond has managed to get within the DRS now of Monster. So he's done very well to get through that dirty air period and still have the grip and the pace. Monster's tyres crying out for justice and for a little bit of mercy. Is Jack going to be close enough this time round? Is he going to try and make a move? Is it wise to do it this time round? He's going to try and go around the outside. Oh, there's a bit of a squeeze for Y&A. Very, very close indeed. Just holds on. Told you he's going to be desperate. He wants to make amends for last week. Wow, so close. And now, penultimate lap. But Diamond, let's go back to this one just for now. Keep your eye on the intervals further up, and I mentioned the good camera angles. There's one of them, the front wing of that Mercedes, following Monster through Dunlop. Monster desperate for 5th. This is a great race from him. I don't want to jinx him. He'll be loving life right now, of sweating a lot with Blood Diamond behind him, but knowing that there is the dirty air that he doesn't have to contend with, that Blood Diamond does, and the knowing that the mediums will be feeling just as bad as his worn hard tyres. But Inate's done a great job as well, back up to 7th. Grimo as well, another fantastic job, back up to 8th as it stands. Foxy has closed, oops, wrong way. Foxy's closed down to Mike. He's going to want to try, I'm sure, to use those soft tyres and the last of what's left of them to get through. He got through on Trem, who also pitted. Grimo another 3 seconds. That's harmful because Snake is within that. That's WNA. Where does that happen? That's into turn 1. Now, we said this to the start of the final lap. Look at Thomas is trying to have a look as well through turn 2. Can he make it? He's going to go into turn 3 side by side. No, Thomas has to give way. You can't go side by side through there. Now Thomas losing a bit of ground. Yellow flag, sector 2. I think that might be Bradders who's gone round. It was on the edge there. Hopefully not too much damage to him. Oops, don't want to be doing that. Steady, steady, steady. There we go. Good lad. Now he's off running any damage. Nope, he's got away with it. But the final lap. Now then, Liquid Gas in the lead. Has a second now. It's not enough. Needs 3. And look at that. McLaren squirming as he puts the power down. Using everything he's got left. Trying to eke any kind of gap out from these two behind. And don't forget, those two are going to be battling. This is potentially for the win behind him. Jack may take it over the line, but I don't think he's got enough to take it after his 3-second penalty. Who is it going to be? Will Thomas do a do or die? Is he going to be close enough into the Casio Triangle, the final braking zone? He's not going to be close enough. Jack's going to come out of it, take it on track, but he's not going to keep it. It's going to be YMCA takes the win. Redemption for last week. Thomas takes second. Liquid Gas in third. What a few final laps that have been. Absolutely incredible racing. Dean, hold your head up high. Round of applause for that man to recover and take 4th. place. Monster, what a race from him. P5. He is always loved this circuit. Another fantastic performance. Holds off Blood Diamond, which is no mean feat. He was recovered to 6th with his teammate behind him in 7th. Grimo's going to come across the line in 8th. Does he keep it from Snake, or is it going to be a switcheroo? There is a switcheroo. Snake tried to DNF over the line. We don't like doing that, my friend. So Snake takes it on penalties ahead of Grimo. Now then, where is Mike going to finish? He has a lot of penalties, unfortunately, for him. So 10th over the line. Voxy recovers to 10th. He'll be disappointed and gutted about that one, I'm sure. Trem actually takes it ahead of Voxy. Then Mike. Then when is Scottish Warrior coming? He just pips Mike as well to take 12th. Mike down to 13th. Danny in 14th. Vexman, oh, gutted for him. He was battling really hard with Monster earlier on, and that spin right out of Spoon cost him massively. But 15th for him. Silent Hunter was a lap down. He has already finished, and Brothers in the kick. Not a good day for the Kick Sauber boys, but regardless, it is points up. Brothers all finished. Only one retirement as well, which is fantastic. But there we are. Wow. Jackson was actually hit off track and got his 3 seconds, so that might go to, I'm sure he's going to be putting that to his stewards, trying to get that removed and then take the win. Again, a back-to-back win, but at this moment in time, YMCA takes the top step ahead of Thomas and Liquid Gas. What an enjoyable race. What an incredible action we have just seen there. Wow. That was absolutely insane, and I do like the fact we have on-track people in different kind of podium celebration than what we've had before. There's only the one, unfortunately, but that is it. But it shows a few more people around, and there we are. Wow, blooming heck! I had to take a line to avoid Mike and get a 3 second. Yeah, Voxy, it was just heartbreak, my friend. Heartbreak for you. Running well in 4th for a while, but still got some good points at the end. We're just going to wait and hope. I had this glitch the other night where it did not show the penalties or everything afterwards, and I think we just missed it again. It has. So once again, F1 and Codemasters have excelled, and are not showing us the provisional standings. I can't go through them, unfortunately, for you, but who am I going to give a driver of the day to after that? I mean, it's very difficult to look from the top 3. I think Liquid Gas probably has just squeezed my vote. I think, Andrew's up there as well, the other McLaren. The fight that they had, the comeback from Liquid Gas after that lap 1 incident. Blood Diamond as well. What a great comeback he had. Don't forget, end of the safety car. He was down, I think it was in 16th place. I think it was just ahead of his teammate. So to come back and do that as well, absolutely incredible driving. Absolutely incredible driving for many of them tonight. I think to give it to one person, I think just our winner on track, Liquid Gas, just about takes driver of the day for me. But anyway, everybody's got to hold their head up high. Round of applause to all our drivers. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me in the stream chat as well. That's been an absolute pleasure to have you with me and to talk to you all. Thank you so much. We're back 7 days time, round 3 for CRF1. Hope you enjoyed this one. There's plenty more out there, and there's plenty more to come. We'll look forward to that then. So have a lovely evening, everybody. We'll see you very, very soon. Have a great night. Good night.